Mr. Speaker, we can all think of examples where dividing people up by their race or religion has failed badly. It is the time for the body that posed that question in 1975 to say what those principles are. And the purpose of this bill is to break this Parliament's 49 years silence, to define the principles in law so it's crystal clear what the treaty means to modern New Zealanders. Section 6 is the core of the bill. It says the Treaty of Waitangi principles are as follows. Principle 1, the Executive Government of New Zealand has the full power to govern and the Parliament of New Zealand has the full power to make laws in the best interest of everyone and in accordance with the rule of law and the maintenance of a free and democratic society. Principle 2, the Crown recognises and will respect and protect the rights that hapu and iwi Māori had under the Treaty of Waitangi, Te Tiriti o Waitangi, at the time they signed it. However, if those rights differ from the rights of everyone, subclause 1 applies only if those rights are agreed in the settlement of a historical treaty claim under the Treaty of Waitangi Act 1975.
Just a little bit of order. Thank you very much.
Principle 3 says that everyone is equal before the law. Everyone is entitled without discrimination. The equal protection and the equal benefit of the law and the equal enjoyment of the same fundamental human rights. These principles are based on the 3 articles of Te Tiriti, the Māori text, or at least Professor Kāwharu's 1987 translation of it. I'd like to thank the officials at the Ministry of Justice, who I suspect don't all agree with this particular kaupapa, but have been scrupulous in their professionalism and shown what the public service in New Zealand can be. The bill has other important sections. Section 7 says the principles of the Treaty of Waitangi and Section 6 must be used to interpret enactments. In other words, where there's a legal reference to the principles, this interpretation must be used. Section 8 says that the bill is not to apply to interpretation of the Treaty Settlement Act. In other words, treaty settlements are safe. Some people have said that the bill threatens treaty settlements. It does not, and there's no reason for anyone who's read the bill to say so anymore. Section 9 says nothing in this Act amends the text of the Treaty of Waitangi or Te Tiriti o Waitangi. Once again, many people have falsely claimed this bill rewrites the treaty. There's even those who campaign for toi tu te tiriti or leave the treaty undisturbed. In black and white, this bill does not change the text of the treaty itself. What it does do is confirm the government has the right to govern New Zealand and this Parliament has the right to make laws in the best interests of everyone. It commits to protecting the rights of everyone.
Mr. Speaker, shame, shame, shame on you, David Seymour. Shame on you for what you're trying to do to this nation in introducing this Treaty Principles Bill. Ngāti Rehia will be ashamed that one of their sons has come up with a political stunt that looks to divide the nation and the partnership that we've been trying to get right, Mr. Speaker, since the most preeminent jurist in New Zealand history, Lord Cook, made that historic declaration of partnership in 1987. Mr. Speaker, this bill seeks to rewrite the treaty. David Seymour wants to turn over 50 years of our understanding of treaty principles and partnership. The principles are clear, Mr. Speaker. They're clear. They're about partnership. They're about equity. They're about active protection. And they're about redress. Simple. Why does this offend this minister so much? This bill seeks to give Maori rights and Indigenous rights to everyone. And there's no doubt that Mr. Seymour wants to totally change the treaty, Mr. Speaker, as we know it. That's the view of the best legal minds in the country, the King's Council, who have said, abandon this bill. The Waitangi Tribunal, who have said, by engaging with this process, the Crown was sanctioning a process that will take away Indigenous rights. And in fact, there's the view of Crown law, the government's own lawyers. That's right. The government's own lawyers, Mr. Speaker, who said that this bill will undermine Māori rights, but still David Seymour persists with this disgusting piece of legislation. I said some time ago that he was the most dangerous politician in New Zealand, and that has come to pass. Mr. Speaker, I'm a Labour Party member, but I'm also a proud Māori and New Zealander. And I denounce this foul attempt to rewrite the constitutional framework of this nation simply because the Prime Minister is too weak to stop the dangerous extremism of the ACT Party. The party of Doug Graham, the party of Chris Finlayson, Jim Bolger, Jenny Shipley, none of those people would have been played the way the Prime Minister has been played, Mr. Speaker.